Good afternoon, guys. How's everyone doing? I hope everyone's having a good day today and you're in a good place wherever you are. Big shout out to all my subscribers. A big shout out to everyone that's followed me on my journey, and a big shout out to those that's just landed on my channel too, and a shout out to those that's been with me from day one. It's you guys that inspires me to put more content onto my channel. So yeah, thank you very much indeed for that, guys. What have I got written on the board? Fight the system. Oh, look at that. Can you read that in I'm not going to say what it says, but it's on the chalkboard behind. I put that down a few days ago. It's about fighting the system and about losing my mum, which I want to talk about on another video altogether, guys, because it takes so much time. But I'm on a positive note today, so welcome to my channel, guys. Ballstool Boys Towers. What I want to have a little chat with you about is the video which I last uploaded. I put a bullet point in there, a subject about the easy way and the hard way, and basically I want to have a little chat with you guys about HMP Swaleside, my time in HMP Swaleside, and I hope and pray that this content which I'm putting across spreads awareness, and I hope you can share this story, and this story can go far, far, far and wide, because it's all about awareness. And you know, it's straight from the horse's mouth, it's not edited, and it's a first-hand experience. So it's not something which I've read off of a book, it's not something which I've read off of a computer. It's coming straight from my mind, because I was there myself for a few years, or at least 18 months anyway, guys. But yeah, I'm holding my phone at the minute, so I ain't got my selfie stick, so I can't stay on too long. But when I landed in Swaleside, wow. For one, my co-defendant was in there, but he was on another wing. So yeah, it took me a few days to get over to his wing. He got me over there. But yeah, the first few days what I landed there, I was on my own in Swaleside, and I was playing up. And that's why I got sent there for punishment, because it was dumping ground. And this is the only way how I can describe the feelings which I went through and what I was going through in Swaleside. So basically you're on 23 hours a day lockup, and that's if you haven't got a job, you're not on education, you're behind your Peter for 23 hours a day. Now, it's one of them types of jails where you could possibly lose your life in a heartbeat, you know, just down to a silly little argument. There's cliques, there's gangs, and it's a very, 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 I can't stress that enough, dangerous place. And I mean, probably in my books, it's up with the top 3 of the most dangerous BCAT training jails about, and it probably still is today. Now, when I wasn't working, when I was left in the Peter, I felt lonely, I felt isolated, I felt numb, I felt empty, and the bird was very hard. It was a hard bit of bird. It was like you was doing bird back in the day in the early 90s, when you just had a pea bucket in a corner of your cell, and the lights on the Peter got turned out at 7 or 8 o'clock at night, with no electricity in the Peters. Swaleside was a very, very eerie, dangerous, horrible place, and you just couldn't settle in there, no matter how good you had it, what materialistic things you had. When you was in there, you knew you was doing a hard bit of bird. As I say, it was all gangs, it was all cliques, and you could not possibly for 1 minute fall out with someone in there without having fisticuffs, or without one of you getting severely hurt. It was one of them types of dangerous jails, and there was hardly no inmates walking about on their own, and those what was walking about on their own was basically nobodies, because everyone, what was anyone, was in a clique, was in a circle, and had pals around them. And that's the only way you could do your bit of birdie in Swaleside, you needed people around you, because if you didn't have no one around you in there, the feelings what you'd go through would probably be paranoia too, because there's so much violence in there. I see 2 people lose their life in there. I was a very dangerous person in there myself, where I conflicted horrific injuries to other people, and I'm not proud of that in any way, shape or form. But I can honestly say that the people that I did do that to was, people what was committing naughty offences, and people what was of not of normal courtyard exercise. So if you can work that out, that's the slang. I can't even say the slang word for it, but not. That's what it meant when you had that on your cell card. By the way, I'm going to educate someone. So that word shaven bonce, I can't say the word, but it begins with an N. That when someone had that on their cell card in the early 80s, you knew what they was, and that was put on their cell card, and that meant that there's actual meaning for it. It meant so that when the screws unlocks your cell door each morning to let you out on exercise, they checked your cell card. So it had your name, and it had your offence, and it had how long you were serving on your cell card. And when they come past the cell, or Peter, what had not of normal courtyard exercise. So if you can work that out, and that's where that saying comes from, guys. So yeah, I hope you've learned something today from that. But let's get back on Swaleside. So yeah, it was a very dark area place, and 23-hour bang up. The screws were horrible. They was nasty. They didn't like inmates. We didn't like them. We didn't talk to them. They didn't talk to us. The walls were dark. There was no positive vibes in there. It was all negative vibes. There was a lot of paranoia flying about in there. Everyone wanted to be top dog. There was a lot of drugs in there. There's a lot of addiction in there. There's a lot of hell in there. There's a lot of misery in there. And I'll tell you something now. If you're going in, if you've got to go in there for your first time, then you've got to have your guards about around you. You've got to be sharp as a pin, and you've got to go in there with the right attitude, because if you don't go in there with the right attitude and you go in there like you're in a normal shovel, I'm afraid to say you might not make it out of there. It's one of them dark, eerie jails. So yeah, guys, the feeling of emptiness, the feeling of loneliness, the feeling of coldness, you're missing your family, you're missing everyone, what you love and what loves you. No one can help you. You feel defenseless. You feel you can't do nothing to get yourself out of that situation. It's a very, very, it brings you back to reality, and it lets you know where you are exactly the minute you hit through them horrible saltpeter doors. It's a very horrible place, and you've got different spurs in there. And what happens is the gate on association, the gates get locked, and you can mix with other spurs in there. So this is what I'm saying to you. If you don't keep yourself to yourself, and if you talk about someone, that'll soon get back to them. And I'll tell you something now, you're bringing trouble to yourself. So you've got to go in there and keep your nut down and get on with everyone. And it doesn't matter how hard you are outside, how powerful you are outside, how much money you've got outside, any materialistic things, it's irrelevant. When you're in there, everyone is on the same level. Yeah, some people, thrive in there and are better off than other people, but generally everyone gets treated with the same, not respect, but everyone gets treated the same. No one's no better. So guys, yeah, just share this story, guys, because I know that if I can put the fear of God into someone and keep them away from them type of places, then as far as I'm concerned, my job is done. But yeah, when I was in there, as I say, I was on 23-hour bang up, and I had years and years and years to serve, and a few times it did cross my my mind, you know, am I going to make it out of this, and will I make it out of this sentence sane, and you know, will I have many scars? And it's one of them types of places where if you can come out, you know, and still have your faculties about around you and still be on ball after serving a long time in them places, you know you're going to be all right on the outside. But yeah, I felt sorry for like inmates in there what didn't have no family, didn't have no friends, and they wasn't getting no money sent in, and they was locked up, they wasn't working, you know, and they was on prison wages, which was only £2.50 a week, you know. You see a lot of sadness in there. You see a lot of yeah, see a lot of sadness. It's a very, very horrible place, guys. But on a positive note now, I hope everyone's having a good day. I did say to you, I'm going to be uploading some hard-hitting content and some prison stories, and I'm not finished yet. So get ready for more, guys. I hope you enjoy my content. Peace.